the next story Big Ace brought to my attention, and we've talked about things like this on the show before, but we love the controversy, we love the drama, and this one's kind of on a bigger scale, right? Big Ace, he told me about transgender athlete Lia Thomas.
Yeah,
talk to me, bro.
So Lia Thomas is a swimmer, swims for Penn State, right? Nice Ivy League school, what have you. Well, there was recently a rule passed saying, that transgendered would not be allowed to compete or whatever. Long story short, the issue is Lia Thomas is a transgendered swimmer. Lia Thomas has competed for Penn State as a man.
Has competed
as a man. Okay. As a man, Lia Thomas was ranked 446th in the nation as a swimmer. Then as a woman, he's ranked number one.
Guess.
Man.
Now, full disclosure.
Broke records.
Full disclosure. He competed as a man while undergoing his transition.
Okay.
As she began to transition and began hormone therapy and all that stuff, then under those rules, he was forced to compete as a man. And then once the transition was complete, he was then allowed to compete as a woman. Not that I think it makes a difference.
I think it does.
I don't, and I'll tell you why. But the big thing about this story is when they passed this law, basically, it was a matter of whether the school would appeal it or fight it. Mm-hmm. And the students, Leah's teammates, came out and spoke out and asked the school not to appeal it so that Lia would not be allowed to compete because they don't think it's fair.
Yeah, we have an image of the statement right there.
Yeah. Go right down. Yeah. And so we fully support Lia Thomas in her decision to affirm her gender identity and to transition from a man to a woman. Lia has every right to live her life authentically. However, we also recognize that when it comes to sports competition, that the biology of sex is a separate issue from someone's gender identity. Biologically, Lia holds an unfair advantage over competition in the women's category, as evidenced by her ranking that have bounced from 462 as a male to number 1 as a female. Listen, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Everybody should be allowed to live their truth and live by their identity, but your gender identity does not change the physiology and your physical makeup. You're still bigger, stronger, faster. You got bigger feet. You have a longer stroke swimming. Obviously, if you're no better than 462 as a man and you're number 1 as a woman, clearly there's something that being a man has something to do with it. I'm all for the transitioning and whatever, but you should not be competing against natural born women. It's not fair.
I mean, this automatically goes back to the whole, should men and women compete together in sports? And this goes like John McEnroe spoke on this. He said that if Serena Williams had to play in the men's league and they just combined both leagues, Serena Williams would be number 700.
Sure, exactly. Yeah.
And she would never be spoken of again.
Yeah.
But because there's a women's league, she's number 1. And that's the reason why she exists.
Yeah. Sure.
And that's the reason why they don't compete against each other, is because we are equal in the feminism aspect of things. Like, we can get the same jobs, we can do the same things. And hopefully by now we should start talking about our pay enough that we all get the same pay as well. But I mean, there's a clear difference between men and women physiologically.
Do you guys remember when we talked about the UFC fighter, the former Marine military guy, right?
Not Marine, the former Army.
Yes.
Let's make sure we get that right.
He was a badass. He was a badass. My point was
Let's be clear.
that she was allowed to compete because of hormone levels, right?
Yes.
That's what I meant when I said that when she was transitioning, I think it is important. Okay.
Sure.
I think it's important. If you are transitioning and you want to be considered into that, your levels have to meet what the feminine levels have to meet. Okay, that's why she was allowed. I was behind that, so I was behind the science. Okay. Did you see the picture of this? Of Lia
The
Thomas?
body style is very
okay?
different of
That's
Muslim.
the difference. Okay, so
Very
I'm
broad
behind.
shoulders,
I'm
very
behind
long.
science. I'm behind hormone levels, and I'm cool with that. But look at Big A's on the money. Said longer feet, longer arms, broader shoulders. That is what makes a difference in swimming. 536 in the world to 1 could be a difference of a second or 2 in the pool. Okay, so that's why this is wrong. I don't know if she was transitioning because she was 50th and decided to go. I don't know if it was a sports related decision, but if it was, that'd be kind of even worse. That'd be even worse.
I'd hope that a guy didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm gonna go cut off my Johnson so that I could be considered a better swimmer.
Well, yeah,
we don't know. But again, I you guys said it. I mean, the statement from the Penn State, it was perfect. We love her. We support her. We know her. We believe in equality for what you want to do in life. And when we're talking about sports, you can't deny. Like if I'm wrong, if someone's out in the world right now, transgender or not, and you're looking at me, you're wrong. Please tell me why, because I want to be proven wrong if I am wrong. I don't believe that it is fair. Biologically, science behind you, it is not fair if you were born a man and you transition to a woman to play in that sport. Tell me different. I want to be educated.
Listen, we all know at the end of the day, men, you want to transition to a woman? By all means, more power to you. But let's look at them physically. Just the makeup, the body makeup. Listen, you could put a dress, high heels, and some makeup on, but that ain't gonna change the big shoulders and those big old muscular thighs and those big flipper feet you got. I mean, it just is what it is, bro.
Show me one time that a female transitions to a male and she comes in first in any competition sport-wise.
Yeah, we have yet to see anything like that, and who knows? I kind of beg to differ with that Serena Williams statement, to be honest with you, because I'm sure Serena Williams could probably hold her own with probably most of the men. I'm just saying. I think she make at least a top 50, at least top 25. I don't know, but even sports like golf aren't intermixed, right? Because even though it doesn't take much, right, then I was sure that a man can physically whip around the muscles in his body faster and more, with more power than a natural born woman. Yeah. So I don't think that things like testosterone levels,
not enough.
I don't think it's enough, right? I don't. It's not.
I have low testosterone levels. Just medically, right?
and tits. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I mean,
he just left me open. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
I take medicine for it. Sure. I take medicine for it to bring my levels up to what they're normally supposed to be. But even when they're not there, I'm still bigger, stronger than your average woman.
Yeah, so it's not just the hormone level. It's not just again,
I don't know if it's just testosterone that they measure. So
no, they test.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
They and you know what? You're right. We probably are. We're speaking not fully educated on the subject, so forgive us. But I know that they do test testosterone levels. I know they test estrogen levels, certain things like that. But ultimately, I think that it's a failed way of looking at it, and I think that each case should be either taken on a case by case basis or maybe establish leagues.
Boxers can't get in there with someone that's not their same size, right?
So maybe classes,
maybe they should do something, or maybe you just have a transgender league. We're gonna get all the transgendered ladies that want to compete. We'll get all y'all to compete against other transgendered women.
Somebody should start if there's a freaking PFC, pillow fight league, a pillow fight championship, why can't there be a TFC? Transgender, you know what? Don't steal that shit. Poor man's copyright. I will sue your ass. Hey guys, it's Frank the Tank here. And if you like what you saw in today's episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. And for all new fresh content, go ahead and click right on over there. Watch out, Big A's. And if you want to watch some of our more classic episodes, go ahead and click right on that way. Every week Wednesday in the Cypher with the Potheads.